read that article to agree with her. I mean, that's been going on for a long time. And she ain't the first one to say it. She's definitely not going to be the last as long as the trend keeps going. But yeah, I completely support everything she said. I mean, I don't think it's right to, I don't think the movie should be labeled as Matt Damon's movie unless he's the one who wrote it, produced it. He came up with the idea. I'm not sure if that's the case. I'm not sure that that's not the case.
I think she just used Matt Damon because that's the specific movie she's talking about. She's not trying to blame Matt Damon. She's just using Matt Damon as a persona for white people, but she's not blaming him per se.
No, I get it. No, that wasn't where I was going with that. I get it. I get what she's doing, but I did the same exact argument when we talked about Power Rangers. We've had this discussion before. This isn't the first time we've talked about this. When they cast Power Rangers, remember my big beef was why was everybody's roles racially fluid, except the Red Rangers. The Red Ranger had to be the all-American white boy, and that's still perpetuating that stereotype that the only person who can save the galaxy or who can save the world is a white man. And that's pretty much what Hollywood sells us all the time. That the hero of all the movies, the universe can't be saved unless it's a white man doing it, which is messed up. I mean, you would think in 2016. And of course, every time we have this discussion, it's always going to be, you would think in insert year here, because it's going to keep happening. But you would think that by now we would have progressed enough to know that when you have a movie, whoever is best for the part is best for the part regardless of the race. But it's just a trend that we're seeing now. It just seems like you're telling me you couldn't find a Jackie Chan or a Jet Li or what's that other guy? What's that other major kung fu person? Donnie Yang? Is it Donnie Yang? Something like that?
I know the person you're talking about. Yeah,
the guy who played Ip Man. You couldn't tell me he couldn't save the Great Wall from dragons or whatever the hell the monster is in this movie. I don't think that a white person should be cast in any kind of historical. If it's a historical movie, even if it's fictional, it shouldn't have white people as the main lead. If it's from a different area.
But at the same time, we can't blame them because we go watch it. We go see the movies. We go give their money. They say, okay, they're giving us money, so they must like it. So for us,
people ain't gonna stop going to the movies.
But what I'm saying is, if you don't approve of what the movie is, don't go watch it, and just because you want to bash it later. You know what I'm saying? You just give them your dollars. And
I know I didn't give him my dollars. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I didn't go see Gods of Egypt in the movie theater. I refused. I stood my ground and did not go see it. However, a coworker of mine got me onto the site, which I will not name here because I don't want everybody on it. It came on there, and I was able to watch it. And that damn movie had the nerve to be good. Had the nerve to be good. I was mad. I was mad that it was good.
I ain't watch it at all, so I ain't care.
I mean, it was clearly a terrible movie. Don't get it twisted. It was a terrible movie. I like terrible movies. So, yeah. But the movie was good to me.
Right, but I heard that
all its racism.
I heard that it got a lot of backlash. That it didn't make as much money as they wanted it to make.
Oh, it shouldn't have. Absolutely, it should not have. Because how you gonna tell me that the gods of Egypt were all white? You had a chance to cast an Egyptian or a Mediterranean or somebody of some kind of color to play the role of a god in Egypt, and you're telling me the best choice for playing a god in Egypt, an Egyptian god, was a white man. That's the best choice. That's the best person that you could have got. Fucking Gerard Butler.
Well, I'd like to hear somebody else's thoughts. What about you, Mark? What's your thoughts on the whole whitewashing situation?
Well, pertaining to this particular incident, I don't care for Matt Damon, period, after he did that Project Greenlight episode where they brought in a black lady who was prominent in Hollywood. She's done a lot of movies, a lot of TV shows and whatnot. And Project Greenlight was just pretty much giving like undiscovered people a chance to make their movies, but in the process, try to be more aware that this is how the movie business is ran. The black woman was telling them, because I can't recall her name at the moment, the black woman was telling them the movie makers, the filmmakers, not Matt Damon's team, but Matt Damon's team was trying to chastise her while she was trying to explain that. I think it was an incident where they were casting for like lower level parts, and they went and casted like black people as a hooker and as a pimp or something like that. And all the prominent parts were all like white people, you know, Caucasian stuff like that. And so the black woman was saying, you have to be aware of that when you're doing castings and everything like that. And then Matt Damon came in and said some very ignorant ass shit to try to downplay what the black woman was saying.
He was white-splaining. I remember this.
You know, so it was just, and he did it in the most condescending manner. And I didn't like Matt Damon before, and I really didn't like his ass after that. So this whole Great Wall of China thing the movie is, it was like, oh, of course he's gonna sit there and be China's savior. You know what I'm saying? So because he still didn't learn when they called him out on it, when TV critics and other people called him out on it, he still in a chastising manner talked down to everybody's criticism of it. And he still didn't register. So of course when this backlash is coming out, because Constance Wu gave a great read.
A long read.
It was a great, beautiful read. And I said, if you don't get it then, there's no help for that child. So I mean,
well, Constance Wu said on Twitter, can we all at least agree that hero bias and it's really hard to finance are no longer excuses for racism? Try.
Mm-hmm.
And I totally agree with that. I think,
and she even went on to say something to the effect of, and correct me if I'm wrong, people of color should be given the chance to have failing movies too. You can't say, oh, we have to get a white actor and the movie ended up being bad. You know, you can cast a black person, and if the movie does bad, then, you know, let them have that chance.
and like, I think she also said that y'all always saying that y'all want to try something new and make something different, but y'all keep telling the same story. Why not tell the story with a person of color and tell it right? That'll be something different and new. Like I said, like Mark said, she gave a completely long read story in the description box below. But what's your thoughts about it, Adrian?
I mean, it's a fictional movie, and the guy is the lead is fighting. I mean, they're fighting monsters, right?
It's
like it's a total
something about dragons in ancient China. After they built the Great Wall, apparently to keep these monsters out of China. Which, you know, it took them like how long to build that wall? You mean those monsters in? Anyway, I don't even want to engage in what that story was about. But anyway, yeah, something about monsters, and they built the wall. But you're telling me that
he just looks awkward in it. I mean, I understand it's a business, and it's an old business. I mean, they're not gonna I don't know. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of every aspect of it. Honestly, I'd rather start seeing I don't know, black or brown or person of color indie movies. You know, I don't know. I'd prefer if she were I didn't read the article, you know, but I'd prefer if it were okay, well, instead of seeing this bullshit, here's a list of independent films that you could actually watch that are actually good, that show the diversity of Hollywood. You know, it's I'm so tired of harping on other people about what they haven't done for us. I mean, they're never going to get it. It's just it's a business, and they really care about their bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's really unfortunate. I mean, it's unfortunate that you don't see people of color playing the lead doing regular ass shit. You know, because white people get to do regular ass shit in big budget Hollywood movies all the time, and sometimes that regular ass shit is still mind blowingly, you know, well done, and it's the movie of the year, and it wins, you know, film of the year at the Oscars.
Right.
You know, I mean, I've had this argument before with a friend, and it's you know, their argument's well, black people don't have any type of history. And it's despite that really stupid argument, who would give a shit if black people didn't have any history? Black people are living every day as everyone else is living. Why can't there be leads? You know, whatever. Where's the quirky gay black man? You know, who falls in love with you know, the corporate guy and changes him. You know what I mean? Where are the regular ass roles for everyday kind of people? So
I agree with that, but for my thoughts are just don't support it. Like if you don't agree with whitewashing, if you don't agree with certain movies, don't support it. Don't give them their money. That's how you hurt.
Yeah, I don't give them shit. So
right, that's how you hurt them. You hurt them in their wallet.
But you know what? That's the same time rhetoric. If we, boycotting and all of this stuff, we say that every single time. This same thing comes up. Has that worked yet?
No, I think we're getting better, because I think like I'm starting to hear like a wave of people be like, okay, well, you don't really have to go to those vendors anymore for certain types of products. Like, there are podcasts like the Friend Zone, and they do their Black business support, along with a lot of people on the Loudspeaker network, just like, and like little things like that, when people pass around links or, promote other person of color creatives and things like that nature. I think that wave is starting to happen. Because I mean, we're just living in a time where I feel like it's necessary for us to support each other in all of our ideas. You know what I mean? To kind of live outside of this box, as if we have to be like, because I mean, if the world was if our world was a meritocracy, we'd all be doing very well, and we're not all doing very